Good morning, students, and welcome to our special lectures now. This is revision lecture number 1 for your SA2 exam. So we are now very close to our SA2 exam. We have already completed our entire syllabus. The last chapter what we have discussed is chapter number 20, and with that we have entirely complete our syllabus. So as you will get the timetable and notification as well. So we have to prepare ourselves for SA2 exam. I wish everyone must get more than 40. This is my requirement for you people. So, as this is the first lecture of the day, so I know that I am having that confidence on you that you have done your prayer. So let's start with a positive thought. As now we are very near to SA1, we are starting revision lecture. See, what is the thought? Stay dedicated. It's not going to happen overnight. Now I know that you all are very much tired. And every day you are thinking and you are having that feeling that, oh, the syllabus I know, this chapter I know, how many times I have to do the revision, this and that. But read this thought. Stay dedicated. It is not going to happen overnight, as you all are having one goal. You want to secure the best mark in your exam. So you have to achieve your goal. So it's not like a magic stick. Ghumane se nahi ho jayega. You have to stay dedicated. So every day you have to do your practice. Okay. So stay dedicated. Then and then you can achieve your goal. You will become successful in your life. So, as this is the revision lecture for SA2. Okay, so first of all, write the syllabus. Syllabus for SA2. Open your book and write the syllabus. You will get online also, but you have to mention it. See, as this is a SA2, so SEM 1, from SEM 1, chapter number 10, 13, 14 and 15. Thus, you have to prepare from SA1 syllabus or SA1 material. From SEM 2, altogether we are having 20 chapters, as you know. From SEM 2, you have to prepare chapter number 5, 6, 11, 17 and 18. 17, 18 and 19 also. Altogether, you have to prepare 10 chapters. From SEM 1, you have to prepare chapter number 10, 13, 14, 15. This is the 4th chapter that you have to prepare from semester 1. Chapter number 5, 6, 11, 17, 18 and 19. You have to prepare from semester 2. Please write in your book. Paper will be of total 50 mark. Total 50 marks will be there. Total paper will be of 50 mark. from SEM 1, chapter number 10, 13, 14, 15. from semester 2. Chapter number 5, 6, 11, 17, 18, 19. Paper style will be the same like essay 1 exam. Paper style will be the same like essay 1 exam. Now the proportion. What will be the proportion? So 20 marks from sem 1 and 30 marks will be from semester 2. 70-30 ratio I have to ask. I have to manage. 70-30. 70% of the proportion what I will going to ask is from sem 2 and 30% from your sem 1. Paper style will be the same, remain the same like sem 1. Make it very much clear the points what I am mentioning right now. Must focus on map. Map work will be compulsory. You have to follow the same paper pattern that what we have asked, what I have asked in essay 1. Same total mark will be 50. Map work will be there from semester 1. Chapter number 10, 13, 14, 15 will be there. In sem 2, chapter number 5, 6, 11, 17, 18 and 19. So keep in mind, this is the paper pattern syllables for essay 2 exam. Okay. So clear to you all? Okay. Today we will do the revision from essay 1. Today we will do the revision from essay 1, that is the semester 1, from chapter number 10, 13, 14, 15. The important point what I have to explain, re-explain actually, or what I have to again focus. So that what we will going to discuss right now. Keep your book with you, with your pencil, be ready for the revision. As I said, we will going to do revision for chapter number 10, 13, 14 and 15. This is revision lecture number 1 and we are doing revision for chapter number 10, 13, 14, 15. Okay, 30% is a weightage out of 50 mark. Okay, so chapter number 10 is organs of government. Chapter 10 is organs of government. Very important chapter on a point of view for your exam and for class 9th, for class 10th also. As I told you, when I was explaining this chapter, I told you at that time that this is very important chapter. So unicameral, bicameral power, in that we discuss about the principle of division of the power. So now we know there are 3 organs. First is the legislature, second is the executive, and third is the judiciary. When we are talking about the organs of government, 3 organs you have to keep in mind: legislature, executive and judiciary. लेजिस्लेचर कायदा बनाने का काम, एग्जीक्यूटिव कायदों को अमल करवाने का काम, एंड जुडिशरी इफ द लॉ इज लाइक कहीं पे वो टूटता है तो उसको सजा देना एंड कंट्रोल करना. सो 3 ऑर्गन्स मस्ट कीप इन माइंड: legislature, executive and judiciary. So what is the one of the main object of the nation is to maintain the law and order. Yes, so thereby achieve the welfare of the nation at the same time to nurture the protect and the freedom of the fundamental rights of the citizen. So for the progressive development of the state, it necessary to all the three organs of the government, that is the legislature, executive and the judiciary, work in mutual unity, cooperation, coordination, so the government can run in administration effectively and efficiently. So we will going to talk one by one. We have to keep in mind that the legislative will frame the law, executive implement and the frame laws, and the judiciary maintain the law and order by the punishing the people who violates the law. Okay. Then we talk about the principle of division of power. So the government carries out the function of the state, and these are different from one another. As India is the we are made up of a different state. So the function of all the three organs of the government are different, and all the function requires a certain expertise. So all the three organs of the government should be administered by the different people, and each organ should carry out its own function. So the legislative cannot misuse the power, as we know, as they are answerable to executive and judiciary too. So the power is divided in these three organs, and it will be checked by other two organs. So legislative, India is a republic having the parliamentary democracy. This word you have to keep in mind. So the representation of the people in the center is seen in the parliament of the and in the state as well. And in the state we are having the state legislative assembly. So the parliament is an important and apex organization of the nation. So the Indian parliament consists of the president, vice president, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. This term you have to keep in mind. If you remember, we recite number of time in the class. Parliament, when we use the term parliament, parliament जब हम बोलते हैं तो किसको include करोगे? President, vice president, Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha. President, Vice President, Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha. That is means Parliament. जब Parliament का उल्लेख होगा तो what point you have to keep in mind? राष्ट्रपति, उपराष्ट्रपति, Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha. So then we talk about the unicameral, bicameral. As in Gujarat we are having unicameral, and the state Maharashtra is having bicameral. So when the legislature is consist of one house, that is called the unicameral, and the bicameral when the legislative is consisting of two houses, that is called the bicameral. Then we talk about the legislative at the central level, parliament, the Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha is the most powerful. So what point you have to actually keep in mind about the Lok Sabha? That is called the lower house. Here you have to keep in mind the total strength, how one can be elected as a Lok Sabha member or the parliament member. So Lok Sabha is the lower house of the parliament. The member of Lok Sabha are the representative of the people. Direct election से जो नेता चुनते हैं, leaders, direct election. So it is having the more power than the Rajya Sabha. So the member of the Lok Sabha are the representative of the people who are elected through the direct election. So Lok Sabha में क्या याद रखोगे? Direct election. Direct election, 545 members. 545 members. So direct election will be there who are elected through the direct election. There are in all 545 members of Lok Sabha. Out of the 545 members, 2 members are elected by the president. इनमें से 2 members elected, actually it's selected by president. So Anglo-Indian community हमने पढ़ा है. So 2 members will be selected by the president from the Anglo-Indian community. Anglo-Indian community मतलब mother will be the Indian origin और father होगे वो foreigner. That is called the Anglo-Indian. Okay. President is the part of the Lok Sabha, of the Parliament, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. President addressed the first meeting of the Parliament and joint session. This point you have to keep in mind. राष्ट्रपति कब आते हैं पार्लियामेंट में? In the first session and the joint session of the Parliament. Beside these 2 occasions, the President never attend the Parliament. The President can summon both the houses of the Parliament, can withdraw the proceeding of both the houses, and can even dissolve the Parliament. This is the power of President. So President के point जब हम दिमाग में रखेंगे, this point we have to keep in mind. What is the qualification for the Lok Sabha member? How can one become member of the Lok Sabha? So to qualified as candidate and to be elected as a member of Lok Sabha, she must be the citizen of India, 25 years of age. She should not be having unsound mind or insolvent. He should not be an employee of the central or the state government. He must not be proven the criminal. This we know. This is the common for even for the Rajya Sabha member, but the age will be different. Then we talk about the quorum. When we are talking about Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, must remember the word quorum. Quorum क्या है? Total number present member, which are the present. So the quorum is the number of member present in the house of the parliament. जिस दिन पार्लियामेंट है उस दिन जितने मेंबर अटेंड है, प्रेजेंट है, that is called the quorum. So it is the number of member present and working in the house of the total number of member of that house. The minimum quorum of Lok Sabha should be 1/10. राज्य सभा और लोक सभा की मिनिमम quorum क्या है? 1/10. So total number कितने हैं? 545. So minimum कितने members होंगे तो ही काम होगा? 55. 55 members are present in the Lok Sabha, तो आगे काम हो सकता है. The quorum is a 1/10. So Lok Sabha, lower house, direct election, total number of member 545. 2 members will be out of 545. 543 का इलेक्शन होगा. 2 को सिलेक्ट करेंगे. कौन करेगा? प्रेसिडेंट. फ्रॉम वेयर? एंग्लो इंडियन कम्युनिटी. What is the eligibility? So age must be 25. She should be of the citizen of the country. Unsound mind, insolvent नहीं होना चाहिए, कोई post hold नहीं करना चाहिए. This is the requirement. And what is the quorum for the Lok Sabha? 1/10. It means 55 members minimum. This is the basic thing of the Lok Sabha. Same Rajya Sabha, important house. It's a Rajya Sabha. तो राज्य सभा में भी क्या है? It's a upper house. राज्य सभा का दूसरा नाम क्या है? Upper house. So what is the requirement? This is the upper house. So Rajya Sabha is the upper house of the parliament. It represents the houses of all the state and union territories. There are in all 250 members. Total members याद रखेंगे. Total members 250. Total members 250. The members of the Rajya Sabha are indirectly elected. Must remember, indirectly elected. They are indirectly elected. So, indirectly elected by the members of Legislative Assembly of the state and the Union territories through the method of equivalent representation. In all, 238 members of Rajya Sabha are elected, rest 12 are nominated. So in this 250, 238 will be elected plus 12 selected by president. 250 में से 238 elected हो गए, indirectly elected, and 12 will be selected by the president, are nominated by the President of India. This nominated member should be having the special knowledge or particular experience with the respect of literature, science, arts, culture, sports, social services, and so on. No person can be member of both the houses simultaneously. This point you have to keep in mind. कोई व्यक्ति दोनों हाउस का मेंबर नहीं हो सकता. Okay. What is the qualification? So to qualify, the candidate must be elected as the member of Rajya Sabha. He must be the citizen of India. Should be the age of 30. So age क्या है? 30 years. Must be the citizen of the country. Same. Age or more, he must not be the unsound mind, insolvent or criminal. He should not be the government employee taking salary or holding any office, profit. State of Gujarat has representation of 11 seat. लोक सभा में कितनी गुजरात की सीट है? गुजरात की सीट्स याद रखनी है. लोक सभा 26, राज्य सभा 11. Gujarat has the representation of 11 seat in the Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha is a permanent house. ये चीज डिफरेंस याद रखना है. लोक सभा डिसॉल्व होगी, राज्य सभा will not dissolve. So it's a permanent house. Rajya Sabha is a permanent house. It cannot be dissolved, but 1/3 of its member retired after every 2 years. ये टर्म याद रखना है. 1/3 members after 2 years will retired. 1/3 member after 2 years वो रिटायर हो जाएंगे. देन लोकसभा राज्यसभा के बाद लोकसभा के स्पीकर के बारे में आपको याद रखना है. व्हाट इज द इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट यू हैव टू कीप इन माइंड अबाउट द स्पीकर? सो स्पीकर कहां पे होंगे? लोकसभा में. द स्पीकर ऑफ लोकसभा स्पीकर ऑफ लोकसभा. The main function of the speaker is to see the proceeding of the Lok Sabha guests organized in the prescribed form. Speaker cannot be belongs to any political party or can even have the strong support of any political party. सभी कुछ काम लोकसभा में स्पीकर के नाम से होता है. The speaker preside over the sessions of the Lok Sabha and maintain the control and its functions. Speaker expect the discipline from the members in the Lok Sabha. All the speeches and criticism in the Lok Sabha are done by the addressing the speaker only. Working in both all houses of parliament can be carried out either in Hindi or it can be in English, two official languages. But speaker can permit any member of the Lok Sabha to speak his own language in case he does not know English or Hindi. Then comes the casting vote. Speaker का याद रखना है तो क्या याद रखोगे? Casting vote. So during any proceeding of the house, the arise any question, matter of problem or discussion on any bill, act and decision upon it so be taken, especially when the number of vote so in favor or against the matter are equal in number, then such a condition speaker have right to cast his or her vote. In other situation कभी स्पीकर अपना वोट नहीं देते हैं, पर जब कोई ऐसी सिचुएशन आती है जब इक्वल इलेक्शन में वोटिंग हुआ है, एट दैट टाइम स्पीकर कैन कास्ट हिज और हर वोट. नाउ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट, when can a bill become an act. So यहाँ पे टर्म याद क्या रखोगे? Proposal is a bill. Okay. So when can a bill becomes an act? So the proposal is called the bill. जब पार्लियामेंट के अंदर कोई बात रखी जाती है उसको क्या कहा जाता है? बिल. So the parliament does the important work of augmenting the old law and the framing the new. पुराने लॉ को बढ़ाने के लिए, उसमें चेंज करने के लिए, या तो नए लॉ बनाने का काम पार्लियामेंट में होता है. So and to nullifying the absolute law, so any of the bills, either ordinary bill, money bill, is to amend the constitution become an act by passing through the following procedure. 3 reading हमें पता है, ठीक है. So what is the procedure of an act on the bill? Ordinary bill, non-financial bill. Ordinary bill, financial bill budget है, ठीक है. The procedure of providing a bill in the house of the parliament by minister is called the first reading. जब कोई मिनिस्टर बिल को पहली बार, प्रपोजल को जब पहली बार रखता है पार्लियामेंट में, that is called the first reading. Second reading is the most important, जिसमें इलेक्शन होते हैं, and third is just for the एक रूटीन है. So where the title, objective, reason of the bill are declared before the presenting any bill, the state legislative assembly, the recommendation of the chairman of the house, and before presenting any bill in the center, the recommendation of president is required. First reading of the bill is the general information of the bill, discuss upon, objective must be with the reason, and voting is done necessary. Section wise discussion is done for every point in objective and repercussions. Then amendment and done in the basis of public group association. Voting is carried out in the second reading. So the third reading is only formal. 3 reading बिल पास होता है. फर्स्ट में उसको प्रेजेंट किया जाता है, सेकेंड में वोटिंग, second is the most important, third is the formal. So after presenting the logic in term of the acceptance and the rejection of the charge of the bill, voting is carried, it's gain majority, then the bill is declared the pass. अगर voting majority से pass होता है तो उसको pass या reject किया जाता है. Pass bill is signed by the chairman of the first house. It can be present in either or house. सिर्फ money bill लोकसभा में present होता है. So and then it will send to the second house. The bill goes through the same procedure in the second house. If the bill passes in the second house with the necessary amendment, it is sent to the president for the signature. And after receiving president assent, the bill become the act. So this point, you know, money bill याद रखना है, procedure same, but it will always present in the लोकसभा. तो ये लोकसभा का पावर है, that is the budget. It will presented by the finance minister on behalf of president. ओके 14 दिन में अगर बजट को कैंसिल नहीं कर सकते, ये लोकसभा का पावर है. अगर राज्यसभा उसको कोई चेंज या तो कुछ नहीं करते तो उसको पास मान दिया जाता है. दिस इज द इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट अबाउट दिस मनी बिल, यू हैव टू कीप इन माइंड. और दोनों हाउसेस से पार्लियामेंट मनी बिल पास हो जाता है, देन इट इज सेंड टू द सिग्नेचर जन ऑफिशियल. उसको प्रेसिडेंट अपने पास नहीं रख सकते, एज उनकी प्री ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ प्रेसिडेंट फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर ने उसको प्रेजेंट किया है, तो पहले से ही प्रेसिडेंट ने माना हुआ ऐसा मान लिया जाता है. देन लेजिस्लेटिव एट द स्टेट लेवल. सो लेजिस्लेटिव काउंसिल, इट इज सेम लाइक द लोकसभा ऑफ center. So the same qualification which is required for Lok Sabha, that is the same requirement for the legislative assembly. The other house of the legislative is called the Legislative Council. Bihar, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh, Tamil Nadu state have 2 houses. There are Legislative Council is the upper house. In Gujarat we are having only Legislative Assembly. But in Maharashtra they are having Legislative Council and Legislative Assembly. Legislative Assembly matlab Lok Sabha, lower house. Legislative Council matlab upper house, Rajya Sabha. So same qualification required. What it is required for Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, respectively same required for the Legislative Assembly or Legislative Council. Then we talk about the executive body. In executive body, the first person of the country is President. President is having the number of power. So President is the constitutional head. The executive power of the federal government given to the President by the Constitution. So he or she is the first citizen of the nation. सभी कुछ काम प्रेसिडेंट के नाम से होते हैं. What is the qualification? So president candidate should be citizen of India, should be the age of 35 or above. He should not be salarized employee of government or hold any office of profit. The president election is indirectly carried out by the member of both the houses. Functions and power, उनको करना क्या है, उनके powers क्या है? तो we know the number of power. He appoints the leader of the party who has gained the majority in the general election, prime minister. Then with the consultation of prime minister, he appoint the other ministers. Then he administered the oath and distribute the portfolios. Joint session, first session को उनकी शुरुआत करना, मीटिंग लेना, ये भी उनका काम है. The president has power to declare the war, cease of war, conclude the treaties with other countries. He appoint the judges of Supreme Court, High Court, governors of the state, Attorney General, Comptroller General, Auditor General. He appoints the head of the defense forces. He appoints the chairman of the Union Public Service Commission, UPSC के chairman की नियुक्ति है. He can grant a pardon, reduce the sentence. ये हमने बात की थी, फांसी की सजा को reduce कर सकते हैं. सुप्रीम कोर्ट जो सजा देता है उसके अंदर वो चेक कर सकते हैं. So this is the power. Even he can dissolve the Lok Sabha when it is required. If the president is satisfied, then the security of India or any part of his territory threatened by the war, external aggression or the armed rebellion. So this all are the powers lie with the president. Then the vice president, राष्ट्रपति की अनुपस्थिति में same power will hand it over to the vice president. Vice president हमेशा राज्यसभा के चेयरमैन होते हैं. ये पॉइंट आपको याद रख लेना है. Absence of the president, the vice presidents perform the function of the president. Vice president election is carried out by the member of the both the houses. The term period of the vice president is of 5 years. Vice president is chairman of the Rajya Sabha. हमेशा याद रखना है. राज्य सभा के चेयरमैन कौन होते हैं? उपराष्ट्रपति. Then the prime minister, actual power lie with the prime minister. The prime minister is the real head of the central government. The prime minister is the head of the party who has achieved the majority. He is appointed formally by the president. The minister of the cabinet are appointed as for his, he distributes the portfolio. He takes all the decision. The prime minister is head of the planning commission, which is now known as the policy commission, Niti Aayog. There are 3 levels of minister under the prime minister: the cabinet minister, the state minister and the deputy minister. जिस तरह का काम सेंट्रल पे प्रेसिडेंट का है, उसी तरह से स्टेट लेवल पे गवर्नर का है. ओके, सो द गवर्नर इज अपॉइंटेड बाय द प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया टू एडवाइज द काउंसिल ऑफ मिनिस्टर by the prime minister, headed by the prime minister. The president can appoint a person of the governor more than one state. एक से ज़्यादा 2 स्टेट के वो गवर्नर हो सकते हैं. Any citizen of India who have 35 years age. जो राष्ट्रपति की क्वालिफिकेशन है, that is the same qualification is required for the governor. The governor is constitutional and the formal head of the states. All executive power of the states for the government will be with the governor. So same function like the president, what is having the central level, state level, governor is having. Chief minister, जो काम प्राइम मिनिस्टर का सेंटर पे है, सेम वर्क सेम पावर इज हैविंग विद द चीफ मिनिस्टर इन द स्टेट लेवल. ओके, देन एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव सिस्टम. तो इन एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव सिस्टम वी हैव टॉक अबाउट द पॉलिटिकल एग्जीक्यूटिव एंड एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव एग्जीक्यूटिव. कोई मंत्री है वो पॉलिटिकल एग्जीक्यूटिव है, पर एक्चुअल पावर IAS, IPS, CPSC क्लियर ऑफिसर्स करते हैं. सो दे ऑल आर द एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव एग्जीक्यूटिव. So that what we have discussed. Then we talk about the governors at the local level. So we are having Gram Panchayat, District Panchayat, Jilla Panchayat, Sarpanch, Up Sarpanch, Chairman, President. So at the local level we are having Sarpanch, Deputy Sarpanch in the Gram Panchayat, Talati Kam Mantri, that is a TDO. District level pe or the Taluka level pe we are having DDO, Taluka Development Officer, that is a TDO. And president, vice president will be in the district panchayat. तो उसको कहा जाता है DDO. तालुका president, vice president है वो executive administrator है, and the political administrator है. and executive administrator कौन है? DDO. At the taluka level we are having TDO, and at the gram level we are having Talati Kam Mantri. So this all are the points about chapter number 10, what you have to keep in mind. Then comes the chapter number 13, 14 and 15. See, chapter number 13 is India, location, geological structure and physiography. Chapter number 13, 14 and 15 you have to keep in mind thoroughly. Chapter 13, 14 and 15. It is on the India and the drainage system. Okay. So India location, geological structure and physiography. इंडिया का लोकेशन, लैटिट्यूडनल लॉन्जिट्यूडनल एक्सटेंट आपको याद रखना है. सो ज्योग्राफिकली इंडिया लाइज इन द नॉर्दर्न हेमिस्फीयर, extend up to the southern part of Asia continent. The span of the mainland India extend from 8 degree 4 minute to 37 degree 6 minute north latitudes, and from 68 degree 7 minute to 97 degree 25 minute is longitude. Extent, latitudinal longitudinal extent is very much important, that you have to keep in mind. Tropic of Cancer passes between our countries. So the Tropic of Cancer, which is located at 23.5 degree north latitude, and divide the country into two parts. The Great Plain and the Himalayan mountain system are located in the part of the area of the south. Tropic of Cancer has triangular shape. Then the latitudinal as well longitudinal action of India are almost equal. This point you have to keep in mind, about 30 degree. Latitudinal और longitudinal extent हमारा almost 30 degree जितना है, that you have to keep in mind. Length याद रखनी है. Length between Kashmir to Kanyakumari is 3,214 km, and width from Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh is 2,933, almost same. There is a difference of 2 hours in the local time. We have learned. एक longitude pass करने में 4 minutes. Okay. So difference of 2 hours in the local times between the two extreme places, starting from Gujarat in the west up to the Arunachal Pradesh in the east, due to the longitudinal differences. So this point you have to keep in mind. Standard time, meridian of India is 82 degree 30 minute east longitude. So this point, map is very much important in this chapter. I will going to ask all 28 states, UTs, you have to keep in mind. Then land area of India is in South Asia, in the north and the west. We are having Himalayan mountain range spread over the 100 of kilometer. Then in east, south and west we are having, as India is a peninsula, so 3 sides we are having water bodies. Okay. So that is why the communicating with the Tibet and China is possible only through the passes, as we are having Himalayan mountain range. Bay of Bengal lies to the east, Arabian Sea to the west, Indian Ocean to the south, and the peninsular India, the sea is utilized as a waterway. गुजरात का सबसे बड़ा दरिया है 1600 किलोमीटर. मस्ट कीप इन माइंड. Another point what you have to keep in mind that India is having the strategic location. So India has a strategic location, Eastern Hemisphere at a strategic importance. Also India is in Eastern Hemisphere. Ocean has contributed immensely, that you have to keep in mind. Then international waterways, that point it's okay. 28 state, 8 union territory, NTC, Delhi you have to keep in mind with its map. Neighbors of India, this is very important point you have to keep in mind. So we are sharing land boundary with the 7 countries, that is, but with the direction northwest, northeast, it's a different. So Pakistan, Afghanistan, China, Bhutan, Myanmar, Bangladesh, this all are our land boundary neighbors. So India has a common land boundary with the Pakistan, Afghanistan in north-west. So direction you have to keep in mind. Huh? So Pakistan, Afghanistan, north-west. See, true false में अगर ऐसा पूछा है कि पाकिस्तान is our north neighboring country, तो statement is a false. It's a northwest neighboring country. Then Pakistan and Afghanistan in the northwest. China, Nepal, Bhutan. China, Nepal, Bhutan. North, east. It's a northeast neighboring country. Myanmar and Bangladesh in the east. Myanmar, Bangladesh, east. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 land share करते हैं हम boundaries. Okay. In south, Sri Lanka and Maldives are our marine neighbors. So altogether 9 neighbors you have to keep in mind. Pakistan, Afghanistan, China, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Sri Lanka and Maldives. Okay. Now geological structure, very important point of this chapter, that the current physiography of India is the result of tectonic and crustal movement of the earth. So both the constructive as well as the destructive effect of this movement can be seen. Still new mountain है, Himalaya अभी बन रहा है, still it is under the process. So lithosphere plate, tectonic plate के बारे में हमने बात की थी. There are 7 major tectonic plates you have to keep in mind. That is Pacific plate, North American plate, South American plate, Eurasian plate, African plate, Indo-Australian plate, Antarctic plate. Okay. Then convergent and divergent movement. दूर जाते plates तो divergent movement, नजदीक आएंगे तो convergent movement. So tectonic movement. India was the first, it was a part of the Gondwana land. This what you have to keep in mind. India was a part of very vast and ancient landmass known as the Gondwana land. This large mass consists of the present South America, Africa, Australia, Antarctica. Over thousands of years, Indo-Australian plate started drifting gradually towards the north. So it is believed that the plate collided with the large Eurasian plate before about 5 crore years back. So due to the collision between the Indo-Australian plate and Eurasian plate, the Himalayan mountain system emerged out of the Tethys Sea. क्या था वहाँ पे? दरिया था टेथिस समुद्र और वहीं से हिमालय माउंटेन रेंज बनी है. So this all are the point you have to keep in mind for chapter number 13. Chapter number 14 part 2. India location, geological structure and physiography part 2 is there. भारत का geographical division we are doing on the 5 bases. That is the northern mountain region, Great Northern Plain, Peninsular Plateau, Archipelago and the coastal plains. Northern mountain range, you have to keep in mind that we are distributed in the 3 parallel ranges. Okay, so this is an important natural region of the Indian. So northern mountain region, further you have to remember Okay. So, in that you have to keep in mind this is an important natural region of India. So, that is the Himalayan mountain system spread over 2,400 km in west to east direction. This you have to keep in mind. This is the part of the Pamir note. You have to keep in mind. So, Himalaya on the whole can be divided into two divisions, Northern Himalayan region and the Eastern Himalaya. Northern Himalayan mountain range, सबसे ऊंचे peaks है दुनिया के. So there are three mountain ranges parallel to each other. The northern range is called the Greater Himalaya. This is the loftiest range among the Himalayan, where there are more than 40 peaks, which exceeds height to 7,000 meter. Most famous among them is Mount Everest, which is 8,848 meter high. It is on the Nepal-China border. It is known as the Sagar Matha. माउंट एवरेस्ट का दूसरा नाम सागर माथा, नेपाली भाषा में याद रखना, सॉरी, इन टिबेट. अदर फेमस पीक इज गोडविन ऑस्टिन, दैट इज अ K2 with 8611 meter height, almost parallel to each other in Greater Himalaya. Some high mountain passes are there, Jalpila, Nathula, Shipikla, this all are the La मतलब रास्ते जहाँ से निकलते हैं. Second range is the south of Greater Himalaya, is also spread in the wider area. It is called the Central Himalaya. तो Greater Himalaya के नीचे Central Himalaya, as it is a parallel. So first Greater, then Central Himalaya. So Himalaya or the Lesser Himalaya with the width ranging from 80 to 100 km. This range include mountain range like the Pir Panjal, Mahabharat, Nagitaba. Many hill stations had developed here. Simla, Almora, Nainital, Darjeeling, Gangotri, Yamunotri, this all the pilgrimage center are located over here. Third range further south is known as the Shivalik, Outer Himalaya, and most of it the falls within the India. It is about 10 to 15 km wide and has an average height of 1,000 meter. So locally this is known as a Dun. Okay, so Dehradun, Patli Dun, Kothari Dun, these are the example. Then comes the Eastern Himalaya. So Eastern Himalaya, seven sister वाले states आपको याद रखने हैं. So range situated in eastern part of Himalaya ranges have the lesser height. Then like you know in the Meghalaya, Garo, Patkai, Khasi, Jaintia, all hill you have to remember. Then Greater Northern Plain, as perennial rivers like the Ganga, Brahmaputra, Yamuna नदियाँ निकलती है, बहती है, तो दुनिया के सबसे fertile land. So the northern plain is located between the northern mountainous region and the southern peninsula. This plain is formed due to the alluvial sediment brought by the Himalayan river, such as the Satluj, Ganga, Brahmaputra. At some places, the layer of the sediments are about 50 meter thick. Highly populated, this you have to keep in mind. Then the plain is about 2,400 kilometers long. It is considered as one of the largest river plain. So this all point you have to keep in mind. Then the Sindhu rivers are and its tributaries, that is Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Bias and Satluj, originate in the Himalayan generally region between the two rivers is called the Doab. पंजाब में 5 नदियों का संगम है, so it is called the Punjab. One of the bases of physiography, the plain is divided into 4 parts. Most important part, भाबर, तराई, बंगर एंड खदर, ये मैंने आपको बहुत अच्छे से समझाया हुआ है. So small and narrow belt of gravel and stone lies parallel for the river from the Sindhu up to Tista. In the Shivalik foothill, this belt is almost 8 to 16 km wide. It is called the Bhabar. The Tarai region, which is more humid and marshy, comes next. Dense forest and the diversified wildlife are seen here. The old alluvium is the plain is called the Bangar. Due to the constant deposition, it develops terrace shapes, which is higher level than floodplain. This new sediment of flood is called the Khadar. Peninsular plateau, angular shape. Sorry, you have to keep in mind this is the oldest region of India. This region appear in the inverted triangle. Then its average height is about 600 to 900 meter. In northern part slope, this you have to keep in mind. In peninsular plateau, you have to keep in mind Malwa plateau and Deccan Plateau. Okay. So Aravalli range is situated to the northwest part of the Malwa Plateau. Aravalli is one of the oldest mountain range in the world. Deccan Plateau में आपको याद रखना है, Deccan Plateau is situated to the south of Satpura. So Mahadev and Michael range, which are located on the south of Malwa Plateau. So as it is lie in the southern India, so it is called the Deccan Plateau. कौन सी नदियाँ कहाँ से निकलती है, that you have to keep in mind. Coastal plain, that you have to keep in mind. Peninsular Plateau is surrounded by the narrow belt of plain from Kutch to Odisha. It is divided into western eastern coastal plain, eastern coastal plain or western coastal plain. You have to keep in mind. Then archipelags, मतलब द्वीप समूह. So there are few archipelags in India. Andaman, Nicobar and Lakshadweep are major archipelags among them. There are many smaller islands and Lakshadweep, and these are located in some distance of Kerala coast. This island have the horseshoe shape. This is having the horseshoe shape. Okay. So and that is called the atolls. So this point you have to keep in mind. Then the important point about the rocks, you have to keep in mind 3 types of rocks: igneous, metamorphic and sedimentary rocks. This you have to keep in mind. That is a igneous rocks. So what is a rock actually? So the composite matter made up of one or more mineral is called the rock. This is the definition. So rock can be hard as well as soft. There can be porous, non-porous. So stratified rock, igneous and the metamorphic rock. And you know about the rock cycle. So even this you have learned in the your science also, rock cycle. Yes, so igneous will due to the heat and pressure it will turn into the sedimentary, and due to heat and pressure it will turn into the metamorphic, and again due to the heat and pressure again it will turn into igneous rock. So you have to remember the definition. So the intense heat in the interior of the earth is responsible for the formation of this rock, मतलब igneous rock. It is called the primary rock also, क्योंकि पृथ्वी की गर्मी से सबसे पहले यही रॉक बनते हैं लावा में से. So it is called the primary rock. Interior of the earth remains very hot, and due to this heat, so the matter here is a semi-liquid, which is called the magma. Eventually when this magma are cooled down, rocks are formed. So it is called the igneous. That is the Agneya rocks, and it is a primary rock. Example you have to keep in mind. Granite is well known example of plutonic rock, basalt. Then comes the stratified. So igneous rocks disintegrate due to the collective effort of water and other forces. So it is called the stratified rocks, sedimentary rocks. And what are the good example? Gypsum, limestone, coal and gypsum are obtained from the Bihar, Jharkhand, that you should keep in mind. Metamorphic, again due to the heat and pressure, sedimentary rocks converted into the metamorphic. So in certain peculiar condition, the form, composition in other characteristics of rocks are called totally change. So due to the combined effort of 2 factors, high temperature and the pressure of rocks, strata and the sedimentary rocks into the totally new form. This is called the metamorphic. Quartzites, marble are the best example. Then very important is about the mineral. If you remember, we have talked about the in a mineral, the matter which is formed due to the natural, organic or inorganic process and has 3 specific chemical composition. That is called the mineral. So metallic mineral, non-metallic mineral and the energy resources. Example you must remember. Then the mineral, iron, manganese, copper, bauxite, lead, mica, limestone. कौन से एरिया से मिलते हैं ये आपको याद रखना है. I can ask you in the your map work. And last point is about the soil. So we know that the soil is the basic resource for the agriculture. Beside agriculture, soil is also very important to the surface of the earth and the formation. So soil formation, the result of denudation of the rocks, जब पत्थर घिस जाते हैं तो उसमें से मिट्टी soil बनती है. So the rock surface is eroded due to the factor like the temperature, rain, snow, air, vegetation, insect, and in turn into the powdery form. This form the land layer. In the layer there are a gravel, smaller stones, pebbles, soil particles which are known as the regolith. So it contain only minerals contain, then the biotic matters and water mixed with it, finally soil is formed. Soil in India, there are 6 types of soil. We can see, we can found in our country. This is alluvial, black soil, that is called the rigor soil, red soil, laterite soil, mountain soil, and desert soil. Okay. Alluvial soil. Alluvial soil can be divided into 2 types, khadar and the bangar. We have learned about the khadar bangar. So formed due to the fresh alluvial deposit known as the khadar soil. Black soil, very good for the cotton cultivation. This soil is found mostly in the Maharashtra, Western Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Karnataka. Very famous for the cotton cultivation, so it is called the cotton soil. Red soil, such a soil is found in the region of igneous and metamorphic rock. So it is red color due to its fairer and other humus contained. The soil is porous and fertile. Such a soil is seen in Goa, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra, Odisha, and Jharkhand. Laterite soil. Laterite soil is developed as a result of excessive erosion by rain. Due to the heavy rain, the humus contained from the topsoil descends into the lower strata, which is called the leaching. So this is a less fertile as it is having the less humus. Such a soil is found in mountainous region of Deccan, Karnataka, Kerala, Odisha, and some part of northeast. Mountain soil. Humus content is more due to the forest, although the different form places to place. Such a soil on Shivalik ranges less fertile and less developed. So this type of soil can be found in Meghalaya, Arunachal Pradesh, Eastern Hill region, Uttarakhand, and the soil and desert in the deserted region. Such a soil is found in the arid and semi-arid region of Gujarat and Rajasthan. See, chapter number 15 we will do in next revision lecture. First I told you that we will do the 4 chapter revision, but as it is more important, we will discuss in the next lecture. So let's few important point. It is for your homework purpose. Rest of the thing you have to revise entire chapter, but this will be the important part for your exam purpose. So do it right now. For me, you have to go with the Northern Himalayan Greater Northern Plain. This is the important point. Greater Northern Plain. Greater Northern Plain. It's a great actually. Great Northern Plain. Rock cycle. So एक पूरा concept आपका आ जाएगा. Explain. So this is the 2 important point from chapter 14. From chapter 13, for me, give information about the location and area. Give information about the location and area of India. And write a note on Lok Sabha से आई थिंक इतना कर लोगे तो ये पूरा आपका कंटेंट इसमें इंक्लूड हो जाएगा. In next revision lecture we will continue chapter 15. So right now we done 3 chapter 10, 13 and 14. Okay, for SEM 1. This is the important point for particular chapter. Write a note on Great Northern Mountain, Northern Plain, rock cycle. You have to explain, gain information about the location and area of India. Write a note on Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. अगर लोक सभा आता है तो legislative assembly is fine. Rajya Sabha then legislative council. So work hard. Keep in mind exam is coming very soon. So prepare and work hard. Okay. Thank you. Jai Hind.